Hey y'all, well today on the channel we got the same information but it's totally different because it changes every single week because the thru-hikers change every single week. And it's amazing to me how much news actually develops from week to week that I can bring to you out there on the Appalachian Trail. So let's go ahead and dive right into the hikers that are out there on the trail. So we got Sonny Jim. He is coming into Damascus. He said he's had a touch of the bug, but he didn't think it was Nora. Now, Norovirus is certainly in that area, and it's running up and down the trail. And I've probably heard more this year than I have in the past. Even heard from somebody that they thought it was airborne, and somebody else said they thought it had gotten into water sources. Don't know if any of that's true or if it's even capable of doing that. I do know it can live on surfaces for a while, like the places in the the shelters. Somebody, I don't typically fill out the logbooks because I'm worried about Nora. Now I did have somebody that sent in, a viewer sent in a picture of in the logbook where somebody wrote, why don't people touch the logbooks? They touch the privy. And so that makes a lot of sense. You figured Nora was going to be in the privy before it's going to be in the logbook, but it all comes on whether people are washing their hands and then touching something. So enough about vomit and Noro and all the things associated with it. Let's keep on going. Sonny Jim, he sends in this video.
Hey there, Ramdino. Happy Memorial Day. It's May 26th. I'm at the top of Hump Mountain, which kind of interesting. And as you can see, you got some beautiful scenery today. And it's all socked in. Quick summary, we're going to be hitting 400 miles pretty soon. I had to invest in some new shoes due to the fact that my other ones weren't working for me. So now I am rocking the orange shoes along with orange shorts, so people can see me a mile away. This has been a great trip. This has just been phenomenal. Even bad weather just doesn't get you down. I just really encourage folks to go out there and do this. We had a beautiful day on the beauty spot. We had some trail magic from a couple from Asheville, some little carrot cake donuts and some peaches. So every little bit helps. And we had somebody take our trash for us at one gap, which was, as you know, as a hiker, getting rid of your trash is something you always want to do. Anyway, there you have it. I'll touch back with you again next week. Take care.
Tick Maggot and Running Waters, they have made it to Massachusetts and the rain. So they said, and there's been a lot of rain up and down the trail over the past week, 2 weeks. And so typically places that are not near as muddy as Vermont, Vermont. Of course, now it's Vermassachusetts, because according to Tick Maggot, they've hit a lot of mud and he ain't seen nothing yet till he gets to Vermont. And they're coming into that area right now. Said they're getting pummeled with inches and inches of rain. That a nor'easter that came through and dumped to 1.6 inches in 24 hours along with thunderstorms. That is a bunch of rain. He sends in an update.
Ramdino, it's what is it today? It's
30th.
It's the 30th, and Friday afternoon, and Running Water, and I'm Tick Magnet. We're just a couple short stone throws from Dalton, Massachusetts, and getting ready to head up Greylock later and on into Vermont. So I understand you're hiking down to Pennsylvania, maybe, but at any rate, we're having a good time. Got anything to say?
Yeah, well, enjoying the ups and downs of life and walking.
And the bogs, too.
Yeah,
so.
the bog boards all over.
At any rate, we thank you for keeping us all in touch, and we'll see you next week. Ramdino, last week I ran into this couple in Connecticut. They're big fans of yours, and I told them that I'd include them in my show. This is Out and Back.
Tie-dye, he is almost out of Pennsylvania. He says the rocks are killing him. I'm only laughing because I hear that from everybody and they don't call it Rocksylvania for nothing. I'm getting ready to go up in August and finish out Pennsylvania, hopefully finish it out. And I am halfway through, which means I ain't hit the rocks yet in earnest. So getting ready to hit them. Drifter, Carry On, and Bandit, they have made it north of Duncannon, so they're getting ready to hit the rocks. They say the trail has been great, clean, and green so far. They sent in an update.
Hey Ramdino, it's Gen X Adventure Tales here. Drifter and Carry On and Bandit sleeping on the floor over here. We're at the Stardust Motel just north of Duncannon. So we've hiked all the way up through Duncannon. No problems on the trail.
Trails are clear, water's good.
Yep, the flooding's all gone from before. Even though it's raining today, shouldn't be too bad tomorrow. We've only come across one copperhead for us. That was right after the half-gallon challenge. And I hear there's a bunch of rattlers coming up ahead, so we'll have to see how it is.
Yeah, need to have people keeping their eyes open when they're coming through Pennsylvania for those snakes.
Yep, but all in all, it's been pretty good. We haven't had any other issues. Just figured we'd give you a heads up. It's been a while. Let you know we're still out here. All right, thank you for everything you do.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
And Magpie, she has made it to Grayson Highlands and on beyond. She did have to go back home Memorial Day, but she's supposed to be getting back on the trail this week, and she was very excited about some trail magic that she came into. And that's a reoccurring theme. Even as a section hiker, love seeing trail magic when I'm coming into it. Don't know why that is, because all it means is I'm carrying more weight in my pack because I don't ever eat my way through my pack. I always run into some trail magic somewhere. Uncle Bill and Pace Setter, they are into the shanties, and they sent in their update.
Hey Ramdino, Uncle Bill and Pace Setter here.
Good morning.
Good morning. We crossed into the Skyline Drive at Rockfish Gap last night and found a little stealth camp on a fire road right up the hill. And we're getting ready to tackle the Shenandoahs. Last week's video said we were in Northern Virginia, and that's because we had to switch pages on our Far Out app, and the name of the map was the Northern Virginia map. So Pace Setter said we were in Northern Virginia, and we technically probably are according to Far Out. But we're doing great. Looking forward to heading up and seeing the sights on Skyline Drive. So I know you're familiar with this section of the trail. I just watched your video. So how you doing, Pace Setter?
I'm doing amazing, better every day, and so excited to be this far into the trail. I feel like the halfway point is in sight, which is super exciting.
Yep. Her scar is almost totally healed. 3 weeks ago and 2 days is when the accident happened. So yeah, she's doing great, and we're back to our full mileage and heading northbound.
Hey, Google said he thinks it looks like the AT, my scar. So I'm taking that for what it's worth, and I have the AT now on my head.
One final note, just in the last 36 hours, we started seeing northbounders gather up at the hotels in Waynesboro, mostly probably because it was significant rain. And we've seen 2 pass us so far. So we're going to try to keep in front of them for a while.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you again. Talk to you later.
Have a nice day.
Straps, he is separated from OG in Boston because he's trying to get ahead of them. He's going to take some time off the trail, and hopefully when he comes back, then they'll all congeal back together as that awesome threesome that have been reporting into us. He sends in this update.
Hey Ramdino, Straps here. Still getting a few days ahead of Boston and OG. Right here I'm in New York, and I'm at the Lemon Squeezer. It's been an awful rainy day, but it looks like it's just stopped, or might stop raining in the next few minutes, hopefully. So thanks for all you do. Talk to you later.
So he's up there in New York, and Boston and Straps there, a little trail south of him in New Jersey. They sent in an update.
Hey Ramdino, Boston here along with OG. Today we're strapless. Straps is going ahead doing big miles in preparation for getting off trail to see his family for a few days. So we're enjoying New Jersey and the rain and the beautiful views back here. Yeah, that's all I've got. You have a good week. Boston out. See ya.
And then Luscious, who reports in on a regular basis, he is one of the furthest north, not the furthest, but one of the furthest north we've been tracking, and he has made it to Mount Moosilauke. He sends in his update.
Hello, Ramdino. Luscious here at the summit of Mount Moosilauke, and beautiful views today. The clouds are just above us, so we get to see all these nice mountains in the distance. At least I can see them. And I'm slow rolling through the southwestern Whites because I'm going to be meeting up with my family on Mount Washington end of next week. So I'm just taking it one short day after another and really enjoying the Whites. So I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for everything you do. Take care.
Rope Bunny, who is our farthest northern hiker that we're tracking right now, he had been stopped at Shaw's there in Maine before waiting on Katahdin to open up, or the Baxter to open the Hunt Trail system up. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but he has moved on in to the 100-mile wilderness. And just as a stat, so Creek, who is on our trail support list but has not been reporting in regularly, had a viewer send in that he checked in at Harper's Ferry and sent in this picture there. So he left Springer on February 27th, checked in on May 27th. So February, March, April, May, 5 months later. And he was NOBO number 262 at Harper's Ferry. Is that right? February to March, April, May, June. No, that's 4 months later. And he was number 262 there. I look back at my records. He left on February 27th, and he looked like he was number 611 when he left, or rather there had been 611 folks that had registered to leave Springer as of that date. And so just keep in mind that not everybody registers. And then off trail we got Zuku. She is off trail temporarily. So he was hiking with Katara in India, and they took some time off in Massachusetts. Her and Katara did. Going to be running some errands, visiting some family, stuff like that, and going to be getting back on the trail this coming week. And then Jedi, he is off trail, hopefully temporarily, but maybe permanently. He fell at a bad shoulder injury. He's got to go to his orthopedic surgeon. And when he does that, he's going to see if he can get cleared to come back on the trail ASAP. So some news we got, the big news that we got this week that Daisy wants to share with you, and that is Katahdin is open. So the Hunt Trail system has been opened up to Katahdin, so now NOBOs are clear to go ahead and summit. That's why Rope Bunny went ahead and got on trail. And Daisy, they don't want to see the back of your face. They want to see the front of your face up there. So let's let them see the front of you. There, isn't she a cute thing? Okay, so back to Rope Bunny. So that's why he's went ahead and left Shaw's and is in the 100-mile wilderness. And he's going to be in the 100-mile wilderness for probably, he's young, less than a week. So we should hear him sometime over the next, maybe by the next update, he will have summited and we'll have his summit shot. Isn't that right, Daisy? Yes, ma'am, it is. Okay, hop down. We got to keep going. Then I had Chris. He is a viewer. He sent in a warning and kind of gave me an update. So Sunshine, who is on our support list, she's her YouTube channel is Hike by Faith, I believe it is, or Hiking Faith, something like that. But anyway, Sunshine is on our my support list that you can find the links down below. She had a bad burn. So she had her stove, she was boiling water. Most of the stoves, you're going to have a pot that's sitting on, on your stove sitting or screwed into your canister. All that makes for, and then you put water in it, all that makes for kind of a unwieldy, very tippy type of setup. And so she accidents happen, tipped the water over, spilled it on boiling water on her leg. Looked pretty bad, so that was second-degree burns. But she did heal. So just a warning out there. Luckily, she didn't hurt anybody else and didn't take her off trail. She's pretty tough, so she stayed on trail. And she thinks she did go into to urgent care to get something for that. But she is staying on trail. So, but Chris did want everybody to keep in mind that stuff like that can happen, and that could take you off on trail, especially if you spilt it in a worse place than where she did. And then Whispers, our northern correspondent, he said there's still a little bit of snow that's lingering around above tree line and off trail, but the snow pretty much is effectively gone for the season. And I know that up in the Whites there are sections that are above tree line, but that get so much sun that is probably melted away there as well. But if you've once you hit the Whites, and the only one I know so far that's been reporting in has hit the Whites, of course, is Luscious. So, but once you get up there, let me know if we've got any type of snow or any kind of things that's keeping you from, if you'd suggest microspikes or anything like that. But most people are not there, and by the time most of the bubble gets there, obviously they're not going to need that. And then the Monson Appalachian Trail Center has opened up, run by the ATC. That has opened up now for the season, so SOBOs or NOBOs that haven't picked up their bag tags can get them there. The hours are kind of weird, they're like kind of sporadic. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays, they don't have a definitive time when they're open. It's just as they have staff. So can't give you a time on Tuesday or Wednesdays. And then other days, they're 8 to 5. They take 2 hours off for lunch from 11 to 1. So just keep that in mind. They're open from 8 to 11 or then 1 to 5. So if you're coming through there on those days, you don't have a bag tag or you want to stop by and check in, then have at it. And then unfortunately, we lost another member of our hiker community, shuttle driver Sherpa Al from North Carolina. He passed away, I believe this past week, but certainly here in the past couple weeks, he passed away. So our hearts and prayers go out to his family and the folks that are affected by that. That's 2 shuttle drivers that we've lost here, 2 of our hiker community that I've been made aware of in the past week, and that's always unfortunate when you lose that. And just kind of an example of how a lot in the hiker community, a lot of those folks that provide for us, and particularly trail maintainers, are starting to age out. So we need more young people getting into the hiker community, whether it be in commerce or particularly in volunteerism. And then the Kennebec Ferry has opened up, so that's the ferry across the Kennebec River. That's open from 9 o'clock to 11 from now until June 30th, and then starting July 1st through September 30th, it'll be open from 9 to 2. So plan your hike accordingly. That is not a river you want to ford because that river, it's dam controlled, so they could raise the water at any time depending on what they got going on, what they need to do as far as producing power, so on and so forth. So be careful out there. That is not a river you want to ford. Try to hit it when you can when the ferry service is open. And then we've had some bear reports come in from the ATC. So Low Gap and US 421 there at mile 456. That's coming into Damascus there at Shady Valley. So they had a food conditioned bear there that got in and destroyed a food bag and a pack, and apparently has done that in the past because there's been a lot of food wrappers and stuff strewn about the area, and that area has historically, according to the ATC, had a high number of bear encounters. So there is a food conditioned bear around there, so just be careful in that area. And then we also had a new bear report around Pearisburg, Virginia, which is at a campsite in a spring there at NOBO mile 634. So there was a food conditioned bear there. Food condition typically means the bear will come in, take people's food, is not easy to scare off, takes their food bags or tears their food bags up right there and eats it. So be careful of that. If you come across a food conditioned bear, or any bear for that matter on the trail, that is coming into camp, seems to be a danger, then there's a reporting form through the ATC to let them know that so that they can let other hikers that. And then we got the Waynesboro Hiker Fest is coming up this weekend. That's June 6th to the 7th. So Rockfish Gap is where your connection is for that. ALDA, Appalachian Long Distance Hiker Association, will be having Trail Magic there. And then there will also be free shuttles into town with free camping. There's free food there. It's not 24/7 food, but there is different hiker feeds going on. There are some vendors there. There is some food trucks there. There's music there, free camping, free showers. Don't know about free laundry, but there's a lot of stuff going on there for hikers. And again, that would be at Rockfish Gap, which is right there. The first, if you're NOBO, the first, right when you enter, right before you enter the Shanties, where the Blue Ridge Parkway becomes the Skyline Drive. There's also a food truck there. Sells mainly popcorn, but they got some great hot dogs. And I talked about them in my last video that I posted a couple days ago coming in through the Shanties. Head on over to this playlist right here, and that'll get you up to date on everything that's been going on the Appalachian Trail in 2025. Folks, that's all I've got this week. As always, appreciate you, and we hope to see you out here.